Whenever I review a new cube, people always ask me if it's my main, and the answer is just watch till the end of the video. So my 3x3 main is the GTS M. Now I know a lot of people like this cube, but I don't tend to recommend it that much because I know there's also a lot of people who don't like it. The magnets are really strong and you can feel them a lot on every turn, and it's also just a little bit more of a particular feeling than a lot of other cubes. For example, for being a fast cube, I feel like I still need to fully complete my turns and I don't overshoot. That usually doesn't happen. Normally, it's just me pushing all the way to the end because of how strong the magnets are. Now, for people who like fast cubes like the GTS M, this one's pretty different because of how you have to turn. I feel like I overshoot a lot on the GTS M, and on this cube, I can turn perfectly fine. So this just suits my particular set of qualities that I want, but for a lot of different people, I think that the GAN X would actually be the best one. I think the GAN X was actually the best cube that came out last year, and it corner cuts better, it's really fast, the magnets are fine, like everything's good about it, but the particular set of qualities that I keep talking about is slightly off for me on this one. I mean, it would be second in line to be my main, but the GTS 3 for me is just a little bit better. Although I think for most people, the GAN X would be better. Next in line for the throne of 3x3 is the MF3 RS2M, which was my old main. And this one, if you want to get a cube and you're not sure what to get, just get this one because it's like I think everyone would like it, like the GAN X, but it's also really cheap. This cube tends to be a little bit on the slower end, which means if you want to magnetize it yourself, use slightly weaker magnets. But other than that, I feel like this feels like a very normal, smooth cube, and that's why I think everyone tends to like it, because there's nothing too particular about it. Next up is 2x2, and there are actually a bunch of cubes that I could main because, honestly, 2x2 is just so good. I don't mean the event, I mean the hardware for it. I use the Supernova WeiPo M. Supernova is Speedcube Shop's like lube and magnet thing, but a little bit cheaper than Cosmic. I had a Cosmic one as well, but I dropped and broke a corner, so I'm using the Supernova. So if you're wondering what 2x2 to get, this one is magnetic, it's fast, it's smooth, I can turn really well on it, it corner cuts amazingly, and that's every single 2x2. So the YJ MGC 2x2 is exactly the same. The QiYi WuXia is also exactly the same. Honestly, if you want to get any 2x2, just pick one of these. It doesn't really matter. They're all really, really good. Although the Volk 2 is coming out, and I'm not sure that's actually going to be better. I don't see how it's going to get that much better than these, but I'll make a review once that one comes out. 4x4. There's the AoShi GTS M and the QiYi WuXia M. So for big cubes, we're going to see a very common comparison here. Most people tend to like the MoYu or the QiYi big cube. The MoYu one is faster and the QiYi one is more controllable. However, the reason I use the MoYu one is because there's always a way to make the QiYi one faster, and you might just think, oh, it would be better that way. Like for the WuXia, you can just compress the springs. But there's two reasons why I would use the MoYu cube. Number one, I don't like messing with hardware. If there's another option that I think is better, then I'm not going to mess with this one. Number two, once you make the QiYi cube faster, it tends to lose some of its controllability. And I talked about this in this video here, but sometimes when you make a slow cube fast and you think it's controllable, turns out it was just controllable because you were turning a little bit slower. And if you turn faster, then that's why it feels like there's less control. Honestly, I feel like I could get equal times on both of these. The WuXia, I just need to turn a little bit harder, so I can't practice for as long, and that's literally the only reason why I use the GTS 2. So if you have a WuXia, don't feel bad, it's not like worse or anything. 5x5. This is the MoYu AoChuang GTS M, and this is the QiYi WuXia M. So again, the QiYi one's a bit slower but more controllable, and the AoChuang is a little faster and harder to control, except on the bigger the cube, the better speed is, because you don't want to spend too much effort turning. And the control factor, like you should be able to control it yourself and not rely too much on the cube, because like realistically, you're not really going to try and corner cut on big cubes. That's just not something you should be doing. The bigger the cube gets, the more you should factor in speed for your choice. And that's why I think the AoChuang GTS M is just better than the WuXia M. You could make the WuXia really fast, but again, it runs into a similar problem where it's not even more controllable anymore. They become kind of the same. But it takes a lot less effort to make the AoChuang GTS M fast, which is why this is my main. Although if you do get this cube, make sure you remember why you're using this over the WuXia. It's because it's faster. And if you want to keep it fast, make sure you keep lubing it, cleaning it, and all that stuff, which I find really annoying, but I forgot to do that before the competition, and my average could have been better, and I made a lot of mistakes because it was a little bit slow. But in general, for big cubes, make sure you're keeping them fast. Also, it helps to save your hands because you don't have to turn as hard. 6x6. So this is the MoYu AoShi GTS M, and this is the X-Man Shadow M. X-Man is a sub-brand of QiYi, and this cube feels like it would be made by QiYi, so I kind of have the similar MoYu to QiYi comparison, where the MoYu one is faster. The AoShi GTS is faster, and the Shadow is a little slower, but the Shadow is easier to control, and my main is the Shadow, even though I said on bigger cubes, speed should be of more importance. On 6x6, You know what? Just forget all the rules. The whole speed thing doesn't matter because on 6x6 the hardware is really weird, and for the AoShi GTS, I feel like the pieces tend to hit against each other. Like if there's slight misalignments, then it feels like a lot more reverse corner cutting is happening. But on the Shadow, everything's always really smooth. And it does take more effort to make turns, but I really don't mind because I think the Shadow is just better than the AoShi GTS in terms of its performance. The only thing it's missing is speed, so I'd really like to see a better 6x6 come out, but this for now I think is the best one. 7x7. For this we just have the YuXin Hays 7M. If you want to watch my first impressions and just a solve where I talk through what I was doing, this cube I think is just really good for people doing 7x7 for the first time because I just had not really any trouble turning it. Like obviously I had a little bit of trouble because I'm not good at 7x7, but in terms of like what I was expecting, this was exactly what I wanted. Now I believe there are more 7x7s coming out, but compared to previous 7x7s, like if you just get this and wait a couple years, there will be absolutely no problem. Only if you're like a top 7x7 solver, I think you really need anything more than this, but for the next while, I really don't think you can go wrong with the Hays 7M. So that's it for my mains, and links to all of these will be in the description. My hope is that by the end of 2019, hardware will be so good that this will be a laughable list of mains. But based on how we went from 2018 to 2019, I don't see a lot changing for the smaller hardware, although for the bigger cubes, I really hope we get a lot better hardware. Because for like 6x6, 7x7, I get really tired practicing, but I think 5 and lower, we're pretty good so far. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.